he's definitely a little bit rusty and kind of needs to step up the practice a bit if he wants to, wants to be at the top of this division. And yeah, Aquacat's kind of being an unknown going into this. The only thing he was really known for was Coda. He was actually the champion of the Coda tournament I ran a couple months ago. And yeah, it doesn't. And also, yeah, was working pretty exclusively towards beating Coda on the mobile version. So really haven't been playing much Cadence, but yeah, he's really showing some strong performance. And it looks like the races are off.
Yep. We got Pancelor on the left, and we got Roncli on the right. So this is always going to be an interesting match because Pancelor makes interesting decisions.
Some of them, I'm not even sure you can describe them as decisions. Like if you were around for last week's race when he bombed the gold for the Shrine of Darkness and then walked out without taking it. He makes some very interesting decisions, but some of them I feel like are maybe just him kind of zoning out for a little bit.
Okay, so he's gonna get this potion. So he's spending his bomb. Roncli spent his bomb on the blood shop and got chainmail. So no potion for Roncli. Actually, he sees it, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get it unless he finds another bomb.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of exploration instead of going right down that trapdoor. Finding a black chest, which, ooh, that is a good one.
I'm just seeing it now. Glass spear, alright. Yeah, I'll have to catch up in a second. Once they get down to their, once you get down the trapdoor, I'll go ahead and catch up on him.
But yeah, Pants definitely has the distance lead early on. Already under his death metal. Gonna be a little bit of a tricky fight though, with 1 damage and no bomb. Oh, and he just fist bumped a ghost, so he has no flawless.
Have to regenerate Roncli's stream now. Sorry about that.
And yeah, this is really gonna open the door for Roncli, because Roncli's got that 4 damage spear, and despite being, like a full floor behind here, 4 damage is way more than 1.
Technical difficulties there. Alright, everything should be good.
And now we're seeing the problems with missing that flawless. Pants having to slowly, painstakingly fight these golems off the exit.
Yeah, and it's going to really slow him down compared to that glass spear that Roncli's got.
And meanwhile, yeah, Roncli's coming up on that same boss room right now, and you'll see he just easy. Spent
Right
maybe
through.
like a third of the time Pancelor did.
Alright, so Roncli is about to catch up. In fact, he is... oh, Pants has to shield through after taking a big hit.
Yeah, Pants looks like he's really looking to use that shield spell really aggressively, and I think he has to if he wants to keep pace with this glass sphere at all.
That's a really bad layout. Oh, and... he might have to go ahead... Yeah, he's going to have to dig all the way around for that armadillo. And Roncli's going to have to go back. He actually bombed into that pawn shop, hoping it was a food shop. Look at that armadillo. It's such a really bad spot for that.
Yeah, just Roncli just popping the shield spell to get through it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh, but Roncli missed the armadillo guarding, and he's dead.
Oh no! Wow, he doesn't have any weapons. So
he needs to reset right now. He has no. Yeah, there he goes. He resets. That was a really mean trap.
So Pancelor's got the advantage, and if he can now, this is going to be hard to do. This is going to be hard to do with just the dagger. He should pop the shield. He does. That's good.
Yeah, no problem. He's got this fight on lockdown, and he does get the flawless, so he's finally gonna get off that base dagger.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. I think you're slightly ahead of me, so we'll see.
Flail. Yeah, that's an all right weapon, but Zone 3 is kind of where flails start to lose their potency a little bit.
Yeah, like everyone's saying, that trap was really mean, and that's something where it's easy to just overlook. Overlooking a bounce trap is very easy to do in this game. So it's not really something that's bad. Alright, Pancelor completely switches. Buys out that shop. It's got Boots of Strength and a Titanium Spear. I'd say that the Flail is better for Zone 3, but it's significantly worse for Zone 4, so Just go ahead and just get off the flail now. You're gonna want to be getting off that flail eventually, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, Spear's a more well-rounded weapon. Flail is better for most situations in Zone 3, I'd say, but can be really nasty on hot coals. Whereas Spear, there's not really a situation where Spear is bad, but there's not really a situation where you're like absolutely where you're so grateful that you have a Spear. Like, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, like unless you get to throw on a boss, you're not really happy with it.
Oh, and he's killing this shopkeeper, and I can't blame him in the slightest. That is a really juicy-looking shot, but not taking the Ring of Phasing.
He's ahead, so he doesn't need to. He doesn't have any bombs, so maybe he's thinking that it would be... Honestly, well, you know, he's got that shield, and he's got a potion. I would go ahead and just do it.
Yeah, if I need... to me, the lack of bombs is actually more incentive to take phasing, because that means, you still need a lot of bombs to get the fast Necrodancer. And if you have phasing, that number you need, it drops down to 1. You only need 1 bomb if you have phasing.
Well, the thing is, the quick Necrodancer kill is probably not on his mind right now. He just needs to win. And
yeah, that's true.
He'll probably transmog his head and a
getting
shovel.
a blood shovel there. Yeah, at this point, I think, next if you...
he doesn't have the money for it. He's going to have to maybe bomb if he wants it.
Oh, well, he just covered the transmog with the...
Nice Yeti, yeah.
So that's gone.
Yeah, but the crown had actually drained his money, so he
I think he had the money for a very brief moment, and the crown took that away from him.
There is a Ring of Regen over there. I think he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, looks like he wants to head over to that, or at least getting the stone stick.
I don't know. Would you rather have Ring of Regen in this situation or Ring of Phasing?
Well, I mean, I think for the reason I just mentioned of the bomb count, I think I would rather have phasing here.
Well, you have the blood shovel now,
the
though.
The potion's already giving... Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the blood shovel is there. But, I mean, I'm more than used to running phasing in Zone 4. I'm pretty solid at it, so I feel like I'd be really comfortable with phasing going into Zone 4. Right, although regen with that shield is really nice, too.
He got hit a little trouble with that deep blues. That's a standard quick kill. You just go to the second lane and go up the middle. Catching up is Roncli. He's on 3-2.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've been talking about everything Pancelor's doing, but Roncli has made up a lot of ground, and he does have Ring of Peace, which is gonna help him out quite a bit.
It's kind of inconsistent. Sometimes it's really good for Zone 4, and sometimes it just doesn't do a whole lot, because it deletes enemies kind of haphazardly, so sometimes it's really good, sometimes it isn't. But he's going the wrong way on 3-3, so...
It is interesting to note, though, that I think that Transmog was in a different place than it was for Pancelor.
Yeah, it's because of the Ring of Peace.
Because of the Ring of Peace. Yeah, that Shrine of Blood also not being there.
You'll probably see the Shrine of Blood in Zone 4. I think it swaps around the shrines, but it doesn't actively replace them, I guess.
Ooh, Pancelor getting a Telemonkey quite a ways away from the exit there.
Yeah, he's already on 4-2, which isn't too bad. He actually had a lot to deal with that shield, because there was a Poltergeist spawned, which they kind of normally don't, unless you have the something which reveals them like a glass torch or something. But he's on 4-3, and Roncli's on 4-1 now, so this is a pretty large lead.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Pancelor, especially Pancelor's not even an immediate risk of dying right now with that potion on deck, that shield spell available. Scroll of Need for a potential additional potion beyond the one he's currently holding.
Yeah, if he goes down, he can actually force it with that heal spell.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's onto his Dead Ringer, and it's a right side spawn, which is pretty straightforward, hard to have that go wrong.
And as if to seal it, Roncli lost his glass spear to a spider. So this should be easy. It's Poontigger with that blood shovel. Not gonna be a big deal. Roncli going on Purple Monkey's Wild Ride. 3 Telemonkeys in about 5 seconds. None of them good. And we got some free anime over on Pancelor's side. You know, Pancelor actually had a really nice Zone 4, really good run. He impressed me with some of his moves and things like that. It's going to be a slow run, but it's not really going to be unimpressive.
Roncli kind of forgetting to use that blast helmet. Like, he could have been out of this room ages ago if he used that bomb spell.
Yeah. He finally does it. Maybe he was listening.
Finally used it, but only hits the ogre and nothing else. But it's too little, too late. Pancelor's done.
That's about almost a 10-minute time for Pancelor, but he'll go ahead and he'll take the win. Win is a win. 1 point is 1 point, and a flaming loot is a flaming loot.
It's a little bit of slow of a time for the level Pancelor can play it, but I mean, you could very clearly see when he hit Zone 3 and saw that Roncli lost his glass sphere as he went down to the Zone 2 boss and had to reset. It was a complete 180 on his playstyle. He was immediately checking all the shops, exploring all the floor, finding that ring of regen, spending some time in the transmog.
Yeah, we got to point out Roncli died, but it was kind of a cheap death. Wasn't something that was really his fault. He dropped down got hit going down a trapdoor, but it was kind of cheap because it was an armadillo with a bounce trap that you can only see for a couple of beats, maybe only one beat. So hard to swallow. He had the lead, but Pancelor had a really good Zone 4. He didn't really slow play Zone 4 at all. He just played it solidly. Used a shield spell when he needed to, everything like that. So that was all good, and we're off to the second one. Both these guys are gonna bomb into the Bloodshot. I would probably reset. Would you take that? I think Pancelor's gonna throw. That's weird.
Yeah, that was that's kind of another instance of people talking about how, the things Pancelor does, they just kind of happen, and you can't necessarily explain the thought process behind it, because, it looked like, I think he just kind of threw, up the center or something?
Yeah, he threw from the bottom, and then he, or from the entrance, and he went up and he grabbed the, Oh, and what are we doing here? Pancelor's pausing.
I'm not quite sure what that was about.
Me neither.
But as far as the last race was concerned, though, I think the way while Roncli finished quite a bit behind Pancelor, the way he lost that lead, and how rapidly he made up the difference again, I think shows that these guys are honestly on pretty even footing. Roncli only kind of lost that lead because of a really surprising kind of niche situation.
Roncli's ahead now. He has been running that Obsidian Dagger, which lets him get a quick kill.
And Roncli sees that glass sphere again and says, "Oh no, not this time."
I think he'd take it, but it's it's not a bad weapon, the Obsidian Dagger, and he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna be able to get this food chop too.
And that's like he's just wanting to play a little more safely this time around.
Okay, and now here's the decision you got to make if you're Roncli. Are you gonna get rid of this Ring of Regen?
I think, considering that he just boosted himself up to 6 hearts, he should really consider taking that darkness.
I think that I would have too, and I think the food chop also puts me over the edge there.
But it looks like he's gonna skip on it. Just sticking with the regen, wanting to play it safe. I think maybe getting that, letting that loss kind of get to his head a little bit, and maybe not taking the optimal strats.
So here's an interesting thing that Pancelor did. He kept his gold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he took purple and found a freeze spell.
Now here's the interesting idea. Maybe he sees that Roncli kept his Obsidian Dagger and didn't exactly see what Roncli put down. So maybe he thought Roncli got a blood whip, and that's why he's running that Obsidian Dagger. So he checked purple.
Could be. A lot of the the whole thing about screen watching your opponent. A lot of it is also just about having to be watching them at the right time. I know I've had runs that I've where I just like look away for a little bit to focus on what's on my end, and I look back and my opponent has phasing, and I'm like, oh, where did they find phasing? I'm looking all over the floor for it, and it turns out they got on the floor before, and I'm wasting my time.
Yeah. He's gonna get that titanium rapier now. Okay, it took him a long time to figure out that he should pick up that titanium rapier. Like, it actively took him about 10 beats for him to, like, dance around it before picking it up. And oh, leaving the Ring of War! I can see his thought behind it. I can see his thought behind it. Matt calling you out, saying there's no way other people get phasing and you don't.
Yeah, no, it happened, it was last season, who was it? One of the Japanese runners just randomly checked the 1-1 shop and it had phasing. And I was like in 1-2 trying to find phasing, and nope, it was in the shop.
Alright, I'm thinking Pancelor's got the better build here, but it's definitely not the safer build. Although Ring of War has some good safety applications. Just bullying enemies away from you.
Mainly one-shotting golems when you get to zone 4. That's a big thing that Roncli's going to be missing.
I don't think it matters that much because you can do the lunge and I think Pancelor needs to freeze here. Yeah, good call.
Wow, they are dead even though.
But Pancelor takes a hit on from a. Oh my God, he's actually down to 1/2 heart, and there's nothing in that barrel for him. Meanwhile, look at Roncli's build. He's going full on tank mode. So
yeah, he found heavy plate in that shop back there. Actually, had the Black Skeleton Rider kind of interrupt his shopkeeper kill. Took a pretty nasty hit, but he had chainmail at least, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, now he's on to heavy plates. He's got that health regen. I don't see Roncli taking a death with this build. It looks like
Pancelor's got. Oh, Pancelor got all the health. That blood drum let him open an urn, and it gave him.
Whoa, Roncli going for a Telemonkey ride and it paying off tremendously.
Where did he get the shield? Thought he had
a shield scroll.
Oh, okay.
I believe that came from the shopkeeper he killed. Speaking of which, he's checking his shop despite having killed his keeper.
And having heavy plate and a crown. Crown. But, yeah, they are, like, neck and neck. The thing is that, that blood drum and that freeze are really gonna pay off for, Pancelor here. He should have just frozen there. And Pancelor's ahead, and I think it's that freeze, and,
yeah, Roncli is. I mean, I was talking about. I don't think Roncli's gonna die, but he's really testing the limits of that his armor and his health pool there.
I can't really blame him. He's got some problems here. He's behind.
Oh, okay. Almost took a hit from the shopkeeper, I guess.
Yeah, he actually took hits from other things, I think. Which...
Yeah, I think he might have even iframed through it from hits from other enemies in there. Yeah, I think he knows that the situation's pretty dire, though, with Pancelor on Deadringer, finishing him off.
Yeah,
he is definitely
no, the Warlock!
Full surround on Goo!
The Warlock actually cost them the stairs. He tried to get on the stairs, but the Warlock was there, and he teleported, and then he got caught. And, oh my. Alright, so you're going to see Pancelor dig in a T shape. He's going to free the loot, and then he's going to dig right here. Get that. This is actually, I think the fastest phase 1 you can, or like the fastest kind of Necrodancer fight you can have. If you had leaping boots, it would be pretty much perfect.
Yeah, honestly, I think that death really doesn't matter though, because Pancelor finishing up now had enough of a lead that even if Roncli had been able to get through that exit room, I don't think it would have been able to make up the difference.
What's a 7?
So that's GG. 2 rounds to Pancelor.
749.50. Which is pretty good. Pretty good run. Even after missing his... Oh no, actually, he didn't miss his boss one, but he had that golden cat. He made some weird decisions, but he got darkness and a good build, and it paid off. All right.
Yeah, some interesting decisions, and as always, I am not entirely sure if it was that he just has some advanced post meta strat that I'm just not aware of with his decision making, or if it was just a mistake that happened to repair itself.
Look, Pants plays by feel. Okay, he goes with the flow, and he just goes by his instincts. And we're off again. This final race of the set. As always, we play 3, and you get points for that. Pants with the throw here, which might have saved some time.
I think it comes out even. Bring a lock for both racers there.
Yeah, well, that's good. So now we'll still have item parity, unless one of them gets rid of it early. It's spelled commentary. It's a pun on birds. Birds caw.
Yeah, caw condor.
This is pretty good for that bomb trap. Pancelor not using the bomb trap. Pancelor slightly ahead. Roncli checked that secret room for anything, but there wasn't anything there. We're gonna both go down this trapdoor at the same time. Yeah, looked like Roncli was thinking about opening that shop, but he said, I'd rather have the bomb.
Yeah, and I think that's the right decision to make here.
We'll see if they get to use their bomb here. Pancelor's not using it.
Ooh. Yeah, Pancelor's in a bad situation with this definitely getting summons off, which you never want that to happen.
Summons off for Roncli, too.
Here.
Oh, Roncli!
Drops the flawless.
Oh no, he got hit by a white skeleton. He just surrounded himself. It wasn't hard.
Oh, that's really bad for Roncli, though. He just kind of missed through his dagger there.
All right, he managed it, but it's a glass whip. Pancelor's happy, but no one else would be.
Yeah, I don't think Roncli's gonna be too bent out of shape after seeing that it's glass whip.
Yeah,
honestly, Roncli, like I think most other racers, would really consider just skipping the glass whip.
Yeah, I would take it, but it would probably get me killed about half the time.
I would take it, but I would grumble about it the entire time.
Yeah, I've had whip runs lately, and they just mostly end up me dying, even when I have courage. Just many errors leading to the death. I think fireball. You might have killed for the frost arm too. I think killing that frost arm, it might be worth it.
Frankly, kind of using the war drum on the first hit of the dragon, but then going into autopilot with the dragon dance, and when he could have been using the war drums more to speed up the fight. And that's sometimes it's really easy to just kind of get into that rhythm, do the routine that you're familiar with, but especially when you're playing with a huge damage disadvantage like this, you need to be finding anywhere you can save beats.
Roncli also got the fireball, which is probably a good idea, given that he has no damage otherwise. And they're both switch off to that Ring of Regen. So, by the way, there's that Obsidian Rapier. As soon as they switch off luck, they get a good weapon.
Oh, what?
No, Pancelor!
Pancelor missed a tar monster and got pulled in.
And actually, he fireballed, which that might have killed him. I don't know if he blood fireballed. But the fireball doesn't hurt the tar monster. So maybe if he doesn't fireball, he wins. I don't know. Or
probably not. I mean, if he had an obsidian weapon, that means he's dealing 1 damage to the tar monster. He might have actually been trying to maybe fireball before it started damaging him. Fireball something, get the multiplier up, and then damage the tar monster off of him.
Well, Roncli's in good position because he's going to find this Obsidian Rapier. Alright, let's see if he can see the tar monster, but this time. Or he can see it compared to...
Yeah, there we go. Handling it just fine. And looks like he's gonna head for this trapdoor, being a little leery of that bounce trap right next to the trapdoor.
We all saw that. That would have outright killed him actually with that black skeleton, or would have come close.
So yeah, now it's Pancelor playing from behind, and frankly, gonna have a pretty quick coral riff with those explorers boots. Gonna be able to just walk straight through the water. So probably gonna check purple, be looking for like a freeze or shield or
Mana.
yeah, something like that. Bomb spell is not the greatest, especially since he has 5 bombs right now, which is more than enough. But it's something.
Well, let's him check this possible food shop for free. It is.
Oh, and he gets surprised by a Minotaur, and that elemental's gonna cover it before.
No! Tragedy. Just.
He did. He was there long enough to see that it was in fact the food shop, and now it's gone forever.
Well, it's probably just Snapple anyway. Alright, he's gonna find a trapdoor. I'd be wary of taking the trapdoor.
He does have that shield scroll on deck, so
yeah.
If things look bad, which it's a blue dragon, I think I
pop the shield scroll. Oh,
scroll.
I had my CPU kind of did hiccup here. I'm gonna have to probably switch off of. I am in 720p encoding right now, and I think that's taxing my computer a little bit too much. So after the race, I'll take down the stream and switch to 540p or something.
Oh, and Pants really going all out in his efforts to catch up here, taking the gi with that Obsidian Rapier.
Yeah, it was interesting. Without taking that Ring of Luck, the Obsidian Rapier was in the arena this time.
Oh, but getting wind maged.
I see. Yep, I see it right there.
So now Roncli has all the time in the world. He just has to make sure he survives. He gets a blast helm out of the red chest, which is absolutely perfect. That's so much safety for Zone 4. Honestly, blast helm probably being the best. I want to say the best speed item, especially for the late game. Even better than Miner's Cap.
Yeah, Miner's Cap in Zone 3 and Zone 4 can be a little. Sometimes it's easy to open up a room that you didn't mean to and cost you some time. Also, it has that
layout.
He's gonna have to just bomb through. Just bomb through. It's fine.
It looks like he's just gonna walk around, which is fine. He probably wants to reserve his bombs for panic button situations, since he's got such a huge lead.
Well, if he wants, he can swap out his Ring of Regen for a Ring of Regen. Of course, when you bomb that, you get the Ring of Regen.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a Ring of Mana. There's a Ring of Mana. Ring of Mana.
There's a Ring of Mana. Yeah, he could swap off to that. Gets Greater Fireball, which is it's strong. It's not as great as Mana Freeze or Mana Shield, but it's very strong, and he's actually going to skip it.
I'm not even sure if he saw it, but like if he actually saw it,
he missed it.
I can understand not taking it anyway. But that Greater Fireball is something magical. But no, I think keeping Regen is probably the correct choice on average.
And finding an extra heart in that barrel, so that's going to help him, help him with that safety he's looking for right now.
Backing up a long way.
Spider situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Just take,
that was entirely his fault too, because he opened that. Oh, he's almost trapped himself, but
very nicely played there. And then walks into the Blade Master after the whole ordeal's over.
That Rapier saved him. He considered opening that. That could have been Conjurer, which would have had your armor, but he just didn't even want to deal with anything that was over there. I think he was happy to.
So yeah, it's either Conjurer or Shriner.
I think he was happy to get out of that situation without taking too much damage, and he just kind of wanted to cut his losses. He already took a hit here too. He is spooked.
He's got to watch that. Okay, good. I was
concerned
that he was going to push that. He's going to push that armadillo onto that confusion trap, and yeah, a confused armadillo is kind of probably the most counterintuitive. Just bombing that wall pig around, doesn't want to mess with that at all.
Can't blame him.
But yeah, confused armadillo is being extremely counterintuitive because confusion, makes enemies do the exact opposite of what they would normally do. And in the case of armadillos, it means they violate the laws of physics, and when you push them away, they actually get pulled towards you. So,
yeah, it's actually, and which it's actually like if you hit a confused armadillo, they'll just hit you.
Kind of doing an interesting variation on Detonator strat there. Going out of his way to hit a sarcophagus there. Oh, finding a shield spell though. Gonna swap off to that. Which is, yeah, I think the right call because that gives you access to the shield bug. Gonna let you have infinite shield.
If he wanted to, like Paratrooper, he could actually just wait for about a minute, and that way he could use that shield bug to its full effect and get a really long extra shield. The way the shield bug works is that since it's based on how many beats, the beats of the song, when you switch songs, it resets the beat counter. So, for example, it says this ends after beat 50 or on beat 50. Well, that means when you switch to the next song, you have 50 beats of shield. And Daddy's getting a little dunked here, but it's gonna be fine.
That's GG. So that's the end of the set, and Roncli manages to sneak away with 1 point at the end there.
Yep. Alright, don't panic. I'm gonna take down the stream for just a second because I'm going to change the resolution of the stream.